Hey everybody, welcome to a day at Riverside Performance Horses. Today was a pretty busy day. I had 6 horses to ride and a lot of chores. Before convincing my father to drag my arena, which was quite a challenge, I fed the horses and made sure they had water, and then I convinced my dad to drag the arena. The next thing I had to do was water the arena because it was quite dusty. Even though we have dust control, it seems to dry out pretty fast in the summer, so I just gave it a quick watering. Next thing I did was clean our 3 box stalls with my very broken wheelbarrow. I then just made sure the barn was nice and tidy and organized for me to work all my horses. I swept and, just made sure everything was ready for the day of riding. My first ride of the day was Cookie. She is a registered Section A 9-year-old Welsh pony. She's only 12 hands, so I started by brushing her and picking out her feet. Then I went and tacked her up. For our flat ride, I tacked her up English with just a blue saddle pad and my Ogilvy half pad. Then I grabbed my Antares jumping saddle and of course just placed it on her. Then proceeded with the hardest part of my day, which is getting the girth on my pony. She's a bit of a chunky one, so this is always my challenge of the day. We then walked to the arena in style, of course. I then pulled down my stirrups and, set her up to mount. I don't use a mounting block. I actually don't own one, so yeah. So for our workout today, we just did a bit of basic flat work. We actually had a jumping lesson the next day, so I just wanted to school her on the flat, just to kind of have the nice collection. She's quite a forward pony, so she's made a lot of progress in her canter and trot work, which I'm very pleased with. So this is looking really good for her, nice and collected. The next thing I did was set up a little grid, just a cross rail, and some 2-stride distance poles on either side for my greener jumping horses. This is Rosey. She is my 4-year-old Buckskin quarter horse mare. I absolutely adore her. She's kind of just being trained for like hunt seat, kind of all around Western English riding. We kind of do some jumping for fun, and I think she does have a future career in it. She has a beautiful long stride, and so we're just kind of working just on the flat for a little bit. I then took Rosey over my grid, which she did really nicely. I really just do these kinds of grids with the 4-year-olds to build some strength. Next horse is Satin. She is a 14-year-old registered POA pony. She's one of my project horses. Her and Cookie are both going to be for sale this fall. I just did some flat work with her. This is only her 3rd ride back with me. She's kind of been off for like the last 4 years. She was broke late in her life, and she's never been properly trained under saddle, but she is such a sweetheart, and I think she's going to make a really great horse in the coming future. My rides with Satin currently are just kind of working on building up strength. She's been off for so long, so I'm not really too worried about her headset or anything. I just want her to build some strength. Next, I feed all the horses lunch. This is Cher and Hazel's lunch. Next, I feed the next 6 horses. They get an alfalfa grass mix, and I also took the pony out after. Then I groomed Lita for her ride. She does not get to eat with the horses. She has a condition called HYPP, so she has to have low potassium hay. So when I feed something like alfalfa, she's always removed from the pen and fed separately, because obviously if she would eat too much potassium, it can be very detrimental to her health, and she can even die. So we're very careful with that. So next I just kind of groom Lita and I pick out her feet. It was absolutely nothing really in her feet. It's just so dry here, so don't really have to worry about that, which is kind of nice. But Lita, I'll just give you a little backstory. She is an 8-year-old quarter horse mare. She is my Western Pleasure show horse. We kind of do the all-around Western. She's also a really awesome hunter. She is really great over fences, which is super surprising because she literally rides with her head on the ground. Then I just put some hoof oil. I just used the lanolin Hoof Flex. I like the lanolin version because the oil is kind of messy, and yeah, I just like the lanolin one better. But yeah, the hooves are super dry, so I oil every single horse I ride. I oil everyone's hooves and make sure that there's going to be no cracks. I then put some brushing boots on Lita just to protect her legs, of course, from when we do turns. I don't want her knocking her bones together. We're just doing a really light ride today just because she was also having a jumping lesson the next day, and I just wanted her to have a nice, light, relaxing ride. So I ended up just riding her bareback. Then you can see my awesome ground mounting skills. I mean, like, I'm such a pro. I then just did a nice little relaxed kind of Western Pleasure workout. Just some trotting, cantering, just kind of keeping up that strength and that mentality, because we do work on many different disciplines. So I kind of like to just have the reminder. I like to remind her of her job every once in a while. We don't do a lot of Western Pleasure practice because it's kind of already embedded in her brain, and she likes to do other things like trail ride and jumping. So we just kind of had a nice little relaxed bareback ride, and she looks so good. And I'm telling you, this horse is like super good over fences. Here's a little example. Us doing a little bounce. 4 bounces and then a 2 stride to a vertical, not super high, but you know. And then we just continued on with our cantering. We only did it work for about 15 minutes. Then I fed her oats, which she is in love with. This is kind of I wouldn't say party trick, but she just so loves her oats so much that I just take off her halter and let her go to her stall. And she will never go outside straight to the stall. I can let her from halfway across the driveway, and she's going to her stall. She just loves her stall. The next horse I had to ride was Lucy. She is a 3-year-old quarter horse filly. She is absolutely adorable with her big white face. I just kind of tied my cinch. Never forget to tighten your cinch, I'm telling you. Big mistake. Again, always ground mounting. I think most Western people ground mount, but... So I just did a basic flat work on her, which is kind of all of our rides. With a 3-year-old, I really like just build up strength and get her cues. Here we're doing a little bit of side passing, introducing that lateral movement. And her canter is coming along so nicely from where it was. She is probably going to be a Western show horse, but again, I don't like to push that on them at the young ages. Like, people are like doing full-on Western Pleasure at too, but I just like to build the strength and then more work on them at their 4 and 5 year old year when they have the strength to do so. As you can see in these videos, I'm kind of breaking her down, cantering again. Here you can see I broke her down into the trot, and then when I see kind of her softness, I pick up the canter again. When I feel the softness in her mouth, I'm gonna pick up my canter again as kind of like, okay, you softened, you slowed down. We're gonna reward you with letting you canter again. So I kind of wait for that softness cue. And here she is looking really cute in her trot. She's so smooth, so soft. Let me give her pats for the good girl. Last horse of the day is Annie. She is a 4-year-old quarter horse as well. She is my barrel mare. This is about her 10th lope, or maybe less on the pattern. She's looking really good on her turns. We just kind of got to get that consistency and add some speed, but I don't have a huge arena, so we're working on that. Then I was done and I turned off the lights and I untacked Annie. She's a very itchy girl, so I gave her lots of scratches and backed her out for her favorite part of the day, going into the stall and eating her oats. Every horse either gets oats or treats. Everybody gets a reward after they're ridden because, I mean, they did such a good job. Everybody wants a treat, you know. And I'd feel bad if they didn't. While Annie was cooling off, I went and spent some time with my yearling Hazel, which I do every day. I went and got her some treats because she loves them. She is a Hanoverian Dutch warmblood. She's out of some really nice bloodlines. She actually goes back to Jeu de Paume, which is a Olympic gold medalist stallion for Germany. And yeah, she's just such a sweetheart. Love her so much. The next thing I did was clean my saddle for my lesson in the morning. I used the Feevings spray-on glycerin soap and the Antares conditioning cream. I then packed up the trailer for my lesson in the morning, made sure everything was there, and then I cleaned the back of the trailer, which I thought was dirty, but it wasn't. Then I let out Lita and Annie back with their twins, and then I went ahead and fed the horses yet again, which I honestly have fed them probably 5 times that day. So I don't think they were that hungry, but I mean, horses are always hungry, so can't deny it. Can't deny them food. As you can see, the hungry gremlins, which I call my horses, all attacked me for food, which I gave them. I try not to let them eat out of my wheelbarrow. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but it looks like they listened today. Then I admired all my beautiful horses because I love them so much. I was zooming on Santana. She is our 35-year-old retired mare who's an absolute sassy thing. Then I just went and said goodnight to Hazel because I love her, and Cher, her companion. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe this video, and maybe I'll make another one.